This form has been edited from its original format to showcase the 2 remaining candidates for the upcoming sheriff runoff election.
This forum is a community event hosted by ComSouth, the Hawkinsville-Pulaski County Arts Council, and the Hawkinsville-Pulaski Chamber of Commerce. It was organized in an effort to help voters make informed decisions at the upcoming elections. At this time, I would like to introduce our moderator, Ron Wildman of Macon, Georgia.
We want to welcome you to the candidate forum. We have some features. Now, usually I have a teleprompter in front of me. It makes me look like I'm just knowing everything and spitting it out there. But apparently the teleprompter is at the White House tonight. And so I've got these notes I'm doing, so you can see the top of my head a lot instead of me looking at you straight on. We'll have a minute, the candidates will have a minute for each question, with the exception of the last question, which they'll have 2 minutes to answer. Timekeeper's down here next to Shelley, and don't interrupt them, Shelley. They got important work to do, okay? And I'll hold up a card that says 30 seconds, and then 15 seconds, and then a stop card. Let's see the stop. Where's that stop card? Okay. Turn it just there. Okay. And we'll be broadcast several times on ComSouth Channel 100. We have the sheriff's candidates for Pulaski County, and we have a big field here. 5 guys. I hope they're unarmed for the time being. And let's start with Danny Brannon. Like I say, I know nothing, like Sergeant Schultz.
Yeah, I'm Danny Brannon.
Danny, good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
State your name and a little bit about yourself in case somebody doesn't know you.
Okay, how y'all doing? Nice to see y'all. I'm Danny Brannon, and I want to be the sheriff of Pulaski County. I've been working in Hawkinsville, Pulaski County as a law officer for the past 29 years. I'm married to Lori Brannon for the past 23 years. We have a son, Jacob Brannon, who attends college at Georgia Southwestern, and we hope graduates in December. We have an older son named Josh that lives in Atlanta with his 2 daughters. And I appreciate y'all coming.
Jay Williams, please.
Sheriff candidate Jay Williams, 42 years old, happily married, and father to a beautiful 16-year-old daughter. I was raised in Pulaski County and spent most of my life here. A lot of you may know me by my grandparents, Tom and Betty Brady, who's been working hard in the community, assisting me with my campaign. I've worked for the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office and the Oconee Drug Task Force. I was required to resign from the task force to be able to run for the office of sheriff. In my personal life, I love the outdoors, and I love spending time with friends and family. My wife and I attend Westview Baptist Church. We live in Jones Subdivision off of Red Devil Drive. When it comes to my job, I'm professional and respectful in everything I do. I love serving the public and helping others. I have a very strong work ethic. I love to be known as the hardest worker in the room. My hope is that you'll see that this evening.
You're running for Pulaski County Sheriff. Tell us why you want this office.
My reason for running for sheriff is quite simple. I care about the community and the people in it. I've been approached by many citizens that voice their concern about the future of our community and the future of our sheriff's department moving forward. These same citizens felt I should run for sheriff. That'd be a great leader in the community because of my character and my work ethic as a law enforcement officer. My wife and I discussed everything, prayed about it, talked to friends and family. We knew it would be a struggle financially. We knew the stress level would be high, but we also knew that the citizens felt that if I won this election, it'd be a victory for Pulaski County as a whole. At the end of the day, it's what this election is all about. What's best for the community, what's best for this department moving forward. I have no hidden agenda. I'm not chasing a paycheck or a title. I simply love serving the public and protecting the citizens of this community from any evil that tries to come against it.
Thank you. Danny Brannon.
I'm running for sheriff because I have the experience and leadership skills to make Hawkinsville and Pulaski County a safe place for everyone. If elected, I would try to set up neighborhood watch programs throughout the city and county. I'd get myself and my deputies out into this community to get to know the people that we're working for. We've got a bunch of new deputies that some of these people don't even know. And y'all are the ones that we work for. Y'all need to know us. We get out talking to y'all, you can find out what's going on and what we need to do. A safer city and county is not just law enforcement's responsibility. It's responsibility of everybody that lives here. And if everybody works together, I think we can have a safer city and county. I want to be proactive instead of reactive. For years, we react when we get calls, and then we go do something about it. But there's a lot of times where we know things are going on, and we need to do something about it before it starts to keep from having any further problems.
Thank you, sir. Time's up, please.
Was that my time?
Show him the sign.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see that.
We'll give you a ticket. Tell us about your experience in law enforcement. Mr. Williams, please.
I graduated from the Police Academy in Forsyth, came straight to work as a patrol deputy for the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. After serving as a patrol deputy for a couple of years, I was promoted to drug investigator in Pulaski County. In 2014, I went to work with the Oconee Drug Task Force as a narcotics agent to further my knowledge, training, and experience as a law enforcement officer. I've had extensive training in drug enforcement to include drug investigations, drug interdiction, search and seizure, high-risk search warrants, tactical training, meth lab certification. I built cases that have been prosecuted at both the state and federal level. I've had the opportunity in working beside such federal agencies as DEA, IRS, and Office of Inspector General. I've worked a federal wire case in Pulaski County that led to the arrest of approximately 20 drug dealers, the seizure of numerous cars, money, and assets. Excuse me. That's just in Pulaski County alone, just in one case. She gave me the stop sign.
No ticket for you. Mr. Brannon, please.
I have had just about every kind of experience you can have in law enforcement. I've been working here for the last 29 years. I started off in the city. Jerry Lancaster gave me a job with the sheriff's office, and I've been here ever since. Okay? Over the years, the one thing that I learned is this job is about people. Okay? People commit crimes. People have crimes committed against them. And sometimes you got to do what you can do to help some of these people. You got to help the victims, and you got to help the people that has committed some of these crimes. And it's our job to do that. We see people at their worst. They've either had a crime committed or they've either committed a crime. And it's our job to do something about it. And that's what we need to work towards doing. If it's important enough to somebody to call and make a complaint, it's important enough for us to take time and try to help them do something with it. Thank you.
What will be your emphasis as Pulaski County Sheriff? Jay Williams, please, will you take that question?
Give me a little bit more time on this one. I guess my primary and immediate focus will be on the public image of the department, our youth, the schools, investigations, and of course, drug activity. We have to regain trust in the community so that when we're called upon, the citizens know that we're going to respond in a timely manner and serve them how they need to be served when we arrive. As far as our youth and schools, I feel this is important. I plan on starting outreach programs to have a closer relationship with our youth and law enforcement so we can be a positive influence and better role models for our youth. Our child safety at school should not be an issue. I think our school resource officers should be adequately trained to ensure a safe and effective learning environment in our schools. Investigations, the proper tools are needed to investigate crimes thoroughly, from petty crimes to major crimes. As far as drug activity, my track record speaks for itself on that, I believe.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Danny Brennan. What will be your emphasis as Pulaski County Sheriff?
I will work very hard to try to make a difference with the drug problem. I will work on slowing down traffic in the downtown area. I've had a lot of complaints about that. Some of these elderly people go to the post office, and we got these big trucks and cars whizzing by there. It's a wonder somebody hadn't already got hurt. I will try to work and set up a program to teach some of these people how not to be a victim of crime, what to do to make your places safer, what to do to make yourself safer. I want to try to set up some kind of program for these older citizens where they can feel safer in their homes and when they leave home. I want to set up something where if you have a crime and somebody comes and works on it, that we get back with you and give you an update of what's going on with your crime, what we've done, what we found out, what we're planning on doing. Okay, that's all I got on that. Thank you.
Spot on with that timing. Everywhere I've worked over the years and in all the counties, you know, we talk about the presidential races. They're important, but nothing is more important than the sheriff's race everywhere I go. And I believe so. And this question here from the audience sums up possibly the most important thing. They got several people asking this. What will you do to reduce the drug problem? Danny Brannon, can you take that first?
Yes, sir. Well, unfortunately, we do have a drug problem in our town and county. And one of the first things that I'm going to do is work with the task force to try to catch some of these people that are selling drugs. And I'd like to see us do something to get some help for some of these people that are on drugs. These people that are using drugs are not bad people. They've just made some bad choices. And this is something that we continue to work on all the time, and it's a hard job. They got more rules that we have to go by, and the drug dealers don't have to go by. But we're going to continue to work with the task force and get some information and try to do the best job we can to stop some of this drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jay Williams, what would you do to battle the drug problem?
Well, it's going to sound a lot like what they just said. Be more proactive in our patrol efforts, doing a lot of the same stuff I've already been doing in the community. I will continue having a good working relationship with Oconee Drug Task Force, who already has an anonymous tip line set up, so anybody in the community can reach out through them. Once they get that information, they will get with me as sheriff, and we will come up with a game plan, tackle whatever situation we have. I know how to work the streets. I know how to talk to people. I know how to work confidential informants, and I know how to kick the doors down and get inside and do what we got to do. I'm the man for that job. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Here's a second question. How would you structure work schedules to be sure the entire county is being patrolled at all times to reduce home burglaries, home invasions, and property theft or vandalism? Jay Williams, please.
I think it goes back to being proactive in our patrol efforts, making sure patrol deputies are trained and knowing what to look for when they're out patrolling and not just aimlessly patrolling. If we don't have enough deputies to cover what's going on, we got a sheriff, we got a chief deputy, and we got investigators who could all get together in a combined effort and deal with a target area. Normally when the thefts and burglaries are occurring, it's in a target area. Right now, evidently it's in the neighborhood I live in. They just hadn't hit the right house yet, and we'll take care of that problem. But basically, there's enough people to cover it. It just has to be coordinated. A game plan has to be put together, and I think we can come up with a solution every time the situation arises.
Thank you, sir. Danny Brannon, please.
Most of our burglaries occur during the daytime when people are out at work and school and they're not home. We need to increase our patrols in these areas. And this is going to go back to our deputies getting out in these communities and knowing these people, know who lives here, what kind of vehicles they have, and knowing what to look for when they ride by their house. If they see something that's not right, we need to stop and check it out. That way, when you come home at 5 o'clock, your house won't have been broke into. But we need y'all's help too. About 2 years ago, we was having trouble in a neighborhood here in town. They were getting stuff stolen out of the cars, under the carports. I ride through this neighborhood at 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody over there's got their porch lights on or the outside lights or anything. That's where y'all can help us some too. Lock your cars, lock your doors. It's everybody's job not to get broke into. And we need some help sometimes. She's telling me to stop.
We have a bonus question, number 3 from the audience, and this shows the interest in this race. Everybody's interested in this. Would you be able to hold monthly meetings with citizens to find out not only about crime, but other things that's going on in the community? Mr. Williams.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say all of us are going to say yes to this question because it'd be wise to do so. I'm going to fall in line and do the same. Yes, monthly meetings with the citizens would be a wise thing to do, discussing whatever needs to be discussed. I will have an open door policy as a sheriff, meaning if you got an issue, a complaint, or a problem, we're going to talk about it, we're going to address it, and we're going to get it taken care of. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Danny Brannon, would you meet with citizens on a monthly basis, possibly?
Okay.
Meeting with citizens?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Jay Williams. That's a good idea. I mean, somebody out there might have some ideas how we can do things better. Listen, we're not perfect, and we don't know everything. We need y'all's help. And I think the more people that we get involved in our law enforcement and in our community, the better everybody that lives here is going to be. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This should be a closing statement, and I think if you need 2 minutes to do this, wrap up, say anything. If you want to repeat things, this will be fine too. Jay, can we start with you?
Over the years, I've worked very hard in this community, and I'll continue to do so as your sheriff, no doubt about it. As sheriff, I'll be a fair man. I'll lead by example. I'll implement positive changes in our department that'll make us more efficient, more economical, more proactive in our duties. You heard a lot of that today. I mean, it's necessary. As a sheriff, I have intellect and common sense. I think those are a necessity today in law enforcement, the way things are. And we could sit here all day and talk about what needs to be done in our community, in the jail. I mean, I could talk hours about the schools, the drug problem. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to do that here. I hope what I've said has at least told you what kind of man I am in my personal life, my character, and what kind of man I'll be as sheriff. If I would like to make myself available for anybody to like to talk more in detail, more in depth on any issues whatsoever. I don't care what question you ask me, I'm going to answer it. I'm going to answer it honestly. And, you know, it may not be what you like. The answer may be not to your liking, but I'm going to answer it the way I feel it needs to be answered. Saying that, when this is over, you're welcome to speak to me then. I know everybody's ready to probably go home and eat. I got business cards that I can give you that has my personal cell phone number and my Facebook page on that, so you'll have a way to get in touch with me. Vote Jay Williams for sheriff. Let's do some good in Pulaski County. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wrapping up our closing statements, Mr. Brannon. Danny Brannon, please.
If I'm elected sheriff, we're going to do the right thing, always. The right thing is not what everybody likes, but it's always the right thing. We're going to be tough on crime, and we're going to try to help the people that need help. I have worked here. This is the only job I've ever had in law enforcement. I work here, I live here, I'm going to stay here. I love it here. I have been loyal to the people that live here and to my job. And if I'm elected sheriff, I'm going to do the best job I can to be the best sheriff I could be. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brannon. Can we give these candidates a big hand, please?
Be sure to come out to the Pulaski County Sheriff Candidate Forum Tuesday, June 21st at 7 p.m. at the Hawkinsville Opera House. Come early and bring your questions. Your questions can either be sent from your smartphone or entered on computers in the lobby of the Opera House the night of the forum. All questions will be reviewed by the forum panel for appropriateness and then presented to the candidates for their response. The forum panel consists of Pulaski County Commissioner Butch Hall, Hawkinsville City Manager Tim Young, and Hawkinsville City Commissioner Shelley Berryhill. The public is invited and admission is free. Remember, early voting is July 5th through July 22nd, and Election Day is July 26th. The event will be rebroadcast on ComSouth Channel 100.